All right. So Taylor Phillips and Louis Tenor got 3.1 seconds left of Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. This is True
Right.
Sports Episode 4. It looks like, yep, Tampa Bay is going to win that face-off and win the game. Win the game 3-2. So again, don't count out the Stanley Cup, the defending Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning. They
Yeah.
they just staved off elimination with a 3-2 win, and now Colorado leads the series 3 games to 2. Um, Tampa Bay scored first. Colorado had it all but wrapped up on their own home ice, but Tampa uh, again don't count out John Cooper's Lightning. They're the two-time defending back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Now 46-7 when any team faces elimination in a Stanley Cup Final Series.
Well, Cooper got what he wanted too. I mean, because he felt gypped, from Wednesday's loss when they thought that Colorado had 6 men on the ice. Although Colorado's coach didn't seem that it was very inconclusive evidence to what happened, and Colorado got away with the win. Although Cooper was so ticked off about it, and like to say like the refs didn't see it, so he got his revenge tonight.
Well, the Avs did get called for too many men on the ice with around 3.5 to go, or 2.5 to go, and now, they were called, but Tampa Bay couldn't quite take advantage, but they held on nonetheless for that victory.
Yeah. So now we got Game 6, folks.
Yep. Game 6, it's going to be, I think, Monday.
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep. It's the only playoff series left for the summer. Yep, 8 o'clock ABC, Game 6 back in Tampa. Now, question were the Avalanche distracted by their home fans?
Oh, I would think so. I mean, that happens sometimes, especially in a game situation such as this with this magnitude. It's very easily for the home team to become distracted. So I wouldn't be surprised with that at all. I've seen it happen many times.
Yeah, except in 2002 when the Wings put away the Canes in Game 5 to win their 10th Stanley Cup. But it happened to the Wings in 2008 when Babcock was the coach. They couldn't put it away when they should have.
If they would have 1 second more of that clock, they would have won that game. I think it's actually 2009.
In 2009, Pittsburgh won 2-1. But in Game 5 of 2008, there were 34.3 seconds left when Maxime Talbot tied it. Osgood was left all alone by his defenseman, and even he couldn't hold it in. There was nothing else he could do. The defense. It's their job to protect their goaltender. They didn't do that. They just and karma bitten them in the ass. And the Penguins went on to win 4-3. In overtime, Peter Sikora,
right,
a very familiar name,
especially
got the game-winning goal on the power play when Yuri Hudler took a stupid penalty. Just a fucking stupid way to lose.
Yeah,
that game,
especially in that kind of magnitude. The Stanley Cup Final, no less.
That is so fucking inept.
Yes,
that is unlike the 2002 Stanley Cup Championship team. That's why this should not be hanging behind me. It should be hanging elsewhere. I got the 2002 Cup champion poster right over there.
Was that the game that went triple overtime?
Yeah, triple overtime, 2008. Yeah.
2002. Yeah, because I heard about
2002, Brendan Shanahan with the empty netter.
it.
They did the All-Star Red Wings did their fucking job.
Yeah. That's what you got to do, especially, when a championship is on the line, you have to give it every ounce you have. And you can't screw it up.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways to lose a game, and there are ways to lose a game when you shouldn't have lost it.
Yep, true. But the Red Wings responded that in Game 6 in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
They had to, but they won 3-2 in regulation. But this is what this kind of series here reminds us of.
Yes.
So all that being said, what were your thoughts on the NBA draft? Man, the Knicks just lost out completely.
Awful. Just awful, pathetic. You couldn't get anybody good. You had to get this guy from France that we don't know anything about, and that's the best we can do. Just when we had high hopes for this, for the upcoming season, has now been all shot straight to hell.
Yeah, even Stephen A. Smith was publicly, virally feeling the pain.
For once, I agree with him.
Yeah.
We're expecting, to get like somebody from the early rounds, and we got another foreigner that we know anything about. I mean, how is he going to adapt to it? And I think a lot of fans who follow the Knicks were just as, much into disgruntlement as I was last night. There was a soundbite from a station this morning how the Knicks fans felt about it, and it was all groaning like from a bad R-rated movie. It was just that kind of response. Just awful.
Yep. And the Kings passed up on Jay Nivey. Pistons took him.
Ooh, nice.
Yep. And then they traded up for Jalen Duren.
Jalen Duren, yes.
Yes. And then they got that guy from France and at 36. Yeah. They traded up there too from 46 to 36. Let me look up his name real fast. Bleacher Report, Pistons. Jay Nivey. Ivy and Duren. Ivy's wearing the number 23. Duren's 0. Okay. Still scrolling down. Yeah, the Pistons were trying to buy out Kemba Walker after the Knicks traded him to them. Kemba Walker's been playing basketball for a very long time.
Yes.
Gabriel Procida was the guy from Italy, not France. My bad. Italy. He's a guard. And he shot 38.3% from 3-point range in Italy's top league.
No, he's still no Kobe Bryant, though.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. But he was a damn good 3-point shooter in Italy overseas. So Gabriel Procida was the guy who the Pistons picked up at number 36. So my Tigers taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona on Apple TV Apple TV Plus instead of Bally Sports Detroit. The Tigers led 4-0 the last I saw. Javier Baez hit a grand slam home run to open the scoring. A grand slam home run. Yeah, you heard that right.
Yeah.
It's 4-1 now after 5 innings of play. A sacrifice fly by Josh Rojas. Scoring Christian Walker. No shit, Sherlock. So, yeah, that leads us to the National Sports Report. Louis, we'll go ahead and start with those MLB scores, will you?
Thank you, Taylor. All right, folks, here we go on a Friday night. First up, in the bottom of the ninth, the Nationals lead the Rangers 2-1. Runners on first and third. 1 out. Rainey is pitching and Simeon's at bat. Top of the ninth, Blue Jays are having a field day with the Brewers 9-2. Runner on second. 2 out. Staniecki is pitching and Monero is at bat. Bottom of the fourth, the Mariners are. Wait a minute. Yes, the Mariners are leading the Angels right now 3-1. Nobody out and a runner on first. Thexton is pitching and Walsh is at bat. Top of the sixth right now, the Tigers lead the D-backs 4-1. Kelly is pitching and Grossman is at bat. Top of the fifth, it's scoreless between the Phillies and the Padres. No one on, no one out. Gore is pitching and Stott is at bat. Bottom of the third, the end of the third rather. The Reds lead the Giants 2-0. Votto, Framer, and the Moose is up. That's Moustakis. Mets over the Fish. You call them the Marlins 5-3. Walker got the win. Alcantara got the loss, and Diaz got the save. The Astros beat the Yankees 3-1. Verlander got the win. Serviano got the loss. And Montero got the save. They lost it at home, too. Red Sox doubled up on the Guardians 6-3. Pivetta got the win, and Shaw got the loss. 5-10, the Rays over the Pirates, 4-3. Adam got the win, and Los Santos got the loss. Dodgers over the Braves 4-1. Urias got the win. Anderson got the loss, and Kimbrel got the save. And I have something on that Braves game a little bit later. Orioles over the White Sox 4-1. Kimbrel got the win. Kopech got the loss, and Lopez got the save. Rockies over the Twins in a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel, 1-0. Marquez got the win. Bundy got the loss, and Bard got the save. Royals over the A's, 3-1. Greinke got the win. Irving got the loss, and Barlow got the save. And last but not least, the Cubs over the Cardinals, 3-0. Hendricks got the win. Paulante got the loss, and Robertson got the save. Okay. So on we go now. Just tomorrow's schedule. And it goes like this. Starting off in the early games at 1:05, the Astros will take on the Yankees. The Pirates take on the Rays at 1:10. 2:10, the Orioles take on the White Sox. 2:15, the Cubs take on the Cardinals. 4:05, the Nationals take on the Rangers. 4:10, the Mets take on the Marlins. Also 4:10 are the A's versus the Royals. The Blue Jays take on the Brewers. 6:10, the Red Sox take on the Guardians. 7:15, the Reds take on the Giants. 7:15, the Rockies take on the Twins. The Dodgers take on the Braves. The Mariners take on the Angels at 10-7. 10-10 for you Night Owls. The Tigers take on the D-backs, also at 10-10. The Phillies take on the Padres. If you're gonna be able to see the game, I would get a pot of coffee on. A good long pot of coffee for that one. All right, so on we go now to the standings here, as we're now entering almost the end of June. Oh boy, almost the end of June, and we're at pretty much now the 70 game mark of the baseball season. Of course, if we were not having the lockout, it'd be a lot different. Incidentally, Freddie Freeman returned to the stadium today, and he received his ring and was just way overcome with emotion after receiving his ring. This was the first time he's been back to the stadium since being traded to the Dodgers last March, and the crowd was very responsive, and I think it was like a standing ovation. You think when a player comes back, there would be some hard feelings towards him because he left, but he was so well loved. I think that maybe that fans were ready to just overlook him and just give him the benefit of the doubt. But it was nice to have him back, even with just for a weekend series. For a weekend series, and that was just just a very emotional moment with that. All right, so now we'll go to the standings here, and they go like this. In the American League East, the Yankees are still in the lead, 52-19, and still have a 12-game lead over the Blue Jays at 39-30. The Red Sox also 12 back at 40-31. The Rays 38-32, 13 at back, and the Orioles 33-39, 19 at back.
A unanimous lead for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Standings.
Yeah, interesting thing though, that even though that the Orioles are in last place, it's still not as bad as most people might think, because
close to 500.
Yeah, but it's only 6 games below 500. Not like it's 16. So at least
close to 5. That's close to 500.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, in the Central, hey, we got a battle here. Okay, the Guardians are 36-30, but the Twins are 39-33, so it is a virtual tie.
Oh.
White Sox, kind of odd, but it's true. White Sox 33-36, 4.5 back, respectable. Tigers and Royals 11.5 back at 26-43.
Tigers and Royals. Wait a minute. We got. We got a tie for 4th place. Oh my God! You got to be kidding me.
I wish I was.
The Tigers are tanking now.
Yes. I wish I had better news, but I don't. Anywho, over to the West.
Higher draft pick. That's a good higher draft pick. That's good news.
Anywho, over to the West, the Astros have a commanding lead, 44-26, a commanding 10.5 game lead over the Rangers at 33-36. Yuck. Angels 34-38, 11 back. The Mariners 32-39, 12.5 back, and the A's 23-49 at 22 back already. Okay. To the National League, the Mets 46-26 have a 5-game lead over the Braves at 41-31. I keep my eye on the Braves if I were you people. Phillies not that bad either, 37-34, 8.5 back. The Marlins 32-37, 12.5 back, and the Nationals 26-47 at 20.5 back. They have done nothing since they won the World Series. Absolutely nothing. To the Central, the Brewers 40-32. They have a half game lead over the Cardinals at 40-33. Oh boy. Pirates 29-41, 10 back. The Cubs, 27-44, 12.5 back. Haven't done anything since 2016. And the Reds are still the Reds, 23-46, 15.5 back. Yuck. To the West. Okay, now here's a good one here. Here's a good one. Dodgers are 44-25, have a game and a half lead over the Padres at 44-28. Obviously, one team has some games to make up here. The Giants, 38-31, 6 back. The D-backs, 32-39, 13 back. And the Rockies, 31-40, 14 back. You know, what can I tell you? Yeah, what can I tell you about that? Nothing. All right, so on we go with the news of the day. And by the way, like I said, Game 6 will be Sunday night between the Avalanche and the Lightning. The Avalanche still have the lead, 3-2. All right, on to today's news. Steve Clifford has agreed to return to coach the Hornets next season, sources told ESPN. Clifford, who spent 5 seasons as head coach of the Hornets, compiled a 196-214 record that included Kemba Walker. He led the Hornets to 2 playoff appearances prior to being fired in 2018 when general manager Mitch Kopech arrived. He was the head coach of the Magic from 2018 to 2021 and worked as a consultant for the Nets last season. The Hornets coaching search rebooted last week after the Warriors assistant coach Kenny Atkinson agreed to stay with the Warriors thanks to a new 4-year deal. Okay. Chicago Blackhawks are expected to hire Montreal assistant coach Luke. Actually, they have, I think, hired Luke Richardson by now as their next head coach. A source confirmed from the NHL today. Richardson would replace interim coach Derek King, who finished 27, 33, and 10. If you don't count overtime balls or shootouts, then was just 27 and 43, period. Taking over Jeremy Colton, 12 games of the season. Richardson, a former assistant for the Canadiens, was offered the job this past week. Moving on, a 5-star basketball recruit, Matt Busley's the number 11 pick in the 2023 class, decides to head for the G League over college, sources told ESPN. He will skip college and sign with the NBA Pathway program once he graduates from Sunrise Christian Academy next spring. He participated in the Nike Hoop Summit this year and at USA Basketball Minicamp in New Orleans. Buzzless Brewster Academy also to a New England Prep Basketball School Championship. New England does it again. Okay. The North Carolina and Indiana will highlight the ACC Big Ten Challenge. The announcement was made this morning. The Tar Heels bring back 4 starters from a year ago and made a deep run in the tournament until being defeated by Kansas. And they add Northwestern transfer Pete Nance, one of the top players in the transfer portal. Indiana also goes back 4 veteran stars from their tournament appearance, and coach Mike Woodson signed 2 5-star recruits into the fold. In ESPN's ridiculously way too much early preseason, top 25, North Carolina is ranked number 1, and Indiana is ranked 14th. But like we said, it's way too early. The Sixers trade number 23 pick from last night's draft and small forward Danny Green to the Grizzlies for shooting guard DeAnthony Melton, sources told ESPN. The Grizzlies will get rights to David Roddy, sources he said was selected 23rd out of Colorado State. Melton averaged a career-high 10.8 points per game in 73 games this season for the Grizzlies as they went to the Western Conference semifinals. Over the next 2 seasons, he is due to make $16.2 million in total. For his career, he averaged 8.4 points per game on 40.9% shooting and 36.1% shooting from three-point range, as well as 3.6 rebounds and 2.8 assists. Melton was selected second round draft pick for the Suns in 2018, but after just one season in the desert, he was sent to the Grizzlies as part of a multi-player deal. Roddy was named AP All-American honorable mention at the Mountain West Player of the Year after averaging 19.4 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.0 blocks, and averaged 33 minutes per game this season. He also helped the Colorado State to their first NCAA tournament in 9 years and were, as the sixth seed, their highest in school history. Green, however, tore his ACL and LCL in the playoffs. The Sixers were only scheduled to have one pick in the draft, and number 23 was it. The Pistons acquired, as we mentioned, longtime guard Kemba Walker from the Knicks, and you can have him for all I care, as part of a 3-team trade involving the Hornets. That saw the Pistons acquire the draft rights to Jalen Duren. Walker and the Pistons are expected to sign a contract buyout to allow him to become a free agent, sources told ESPN. The Knicks made the first pick of the draft, sending the draft rights to Uzame in the 11th overall pick to the Thunder for 3 future conditional draft picks from the Nuggets, Warriors, and Pistons. The Knicks traded the Nuggets first rounder they received from the Thunder plus 4 second-round picks to the Hornets for the rights to Duren, and Walker to the Pistons for a 2025 conditional first-round pick. Walker is on expiring $9.2 million salary for the upcoming season. The likelihood is that Walker will go into the trade exception created once the Pistons finalize dealing forward Jeremy Grant to the Blazers. So let's run down a few of the draft picks from last night here. Orlando Magic take Paolo Banchero from Duke. Surprise there. Thunder selected Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga. The Rockets selected Jabari Smith from Auburn. The Kings selected Keegan Murray from Iowa. Your Detroit Pistons selected Jaden Ivey from Purdue. The Pacers selected Benedict Marthon from Arizona. The Blazers selected Shandon Sharp, that's Sharp with an E, from Kentucky. The Saints, the Pelicans selected Dyson Daniels from G League Ignite. The Spurs selected Jeremy Shonen from Baylor. And to round the top 10, the Wizards selected Johnny Davis from Wisconsin. This is going to be a field day on my show tomorrow. Okay. Now, getting back to the controversy of what happened in Game 4, Avalanche coach Jared Bender said there was nothing unusual on the goal scored by Nazem Kadri's overtime-winning goal on Wednesday night. Kadri scored midway through the first overtime to give Avalanche a 3-1 lead and was hoping to close out the series tonight. 3 words, did not happen. Lightning coach John Cooper said the goal never should have counted. Video replay appeared to show that the Avalanche had too many men on the ice. Kadri scored, and that made an improper line change before Nathan McKinnon went back to the bench. Okay. Bendar said watching the footage, he watched the footage and saw nothing wrong with Kadri scoring. Bender said, I thought there was nothing wrong with it. It's part of the game. You're changing on the fly. Everything happens. You look at the clip, and back in the clip, I did several times to see what they were arguing about, and the Lightning had 2 guys jumping on their defense from the ice a zone away. I count 7-6 at one point. That's the way the game was played. I don't see it as a break or no break. I don't see it if nothing at all. Cooper and the Lightning seemed that they had a point, though. The initial sheet said 6 players on the ice for Kadri's goal. The sheet then was amended to 5. Oh, boy. The NHL responded by saying that too many in the ice is a judgment call and cannot be a judgment call and not a case to be reviewed. So they wanted the hard way. Yeah. The Lakers traded into last night's draft, acquiring the 35th pick from the Magic for a future second-round draft pick and cash. The Magic will receive the better of either of the Lakers or Wizards' second-round pick, which is owned to the Lakers in 2028, the Magic announced. 2028. Wow. Deal allows the Lakers to buy their way back into the draft after trading away both of their own picks. The 8th overall pick belongs to the Pelicans as part of a massive haul in the trade of AD, Anthony Davis, while the Lakers' second-round pick was moved up in the same multi-team deal to the Wizards before ending up with the Spurs. The Magic still had the first and 32nd round draft pick. Yeah. Okay. All right, so now we'll move on to more news here. Yeah. So I mean, you can call what you want, but I think I gotta agree. I didn't see anything with that goal either. As I mentioned, Freddie Freeman walked into Truist Park for the first time since his trade to the Dodgers and could not control his emotions during an interview today. Well, can't say I blame him. A few minutes later, he did his best to navigate an emotionally charged interview to return to the place he once called home. Through a quivered speech, handshake, and tear shedding, Freeman, a longtime member of the Braves until the Dodgers snatched him up for a 6-year deal worth $162 million back in March, did his best to express what the city and fans meant to him and still do. An hour before the first pitch, Freeman was signing autographs to a bunch of young fans. Then the Braves played a video tribute on the giant screen. Then Freeman came out of the dugout onto the pitcher's mound to receive his World Series ring in front of a sellout crowd. And I think the Braves are hurting a little bit this year, without him, because he really did come through for them. Royals catcher Salvador Perez will need surgery to repair a torn ligament in his left thumb and heads to the 10-day injured list. The surgery will be to repair a UCL in his left thumb. The move is retroactive to Tuesday, but the Royals do expect Perez to return later this season. So it doesn't look like it's going to be too much of an absence. That's good news. All right, for you Yankee fans out there, I got some good news. The Yankees and Aaron Judge have agreed to a 1-year deal worth $19 million and avoid arbitration. Thank God. The arbitration was scheduled for today, sources told ESPN. Judge can make an additional $500,000 this season, $250,000 for being the AL MVP, and another $250,000 for World Series MVP. Well, first let's see if they get there, okay? Judge is batting .304 with 27 home runs and 53 RBIs this season in 68 games, and drove the game-winning win last night against the Astros. Unfortunately, no such luck tonight. Judge turned down a $213 million offer from the Yankees yesterday and left the door open to become a possible free agent at season's end. But since then, sources told ESPN that the Yankees offered to sell at midpoint at $19 million, and that's where we are now. Can't picture the Yankees without Judge. The Saints signed linebacker Demario Davis on a 1-year deal through 2024. Under the new deal, Davis can earn an additional $18 million over the next 3 seasons. As the Saints upped the ante on the existing 2 years on his contract as well. Davis can earn $2 million on incentives in each of his next 3 seasons and has a $10 million salary and a $2 million roster bonus in the 2024 season. Davis has his 2023 salary cut by $250,000 and add a 2023 workout bonus for the same amount and a full $1 million guaranteed of his $8.25 million base salary for that year. The deal provides Davis with additional security as contract was asked about during minicamp. Bears linebacker Matt Adams was arrested last night and charged with misdemeanor of a firearm and possession inside for having a high magazine and metal piercing bullets That according to Chicago police. Well, here comes my idiot of the week here. Adams was arrested last night on a block at North Garland Court in Chicago. According to a summary of charges, police searched the vehicle and found him with possession with a high capability magazines with the city limits of Chicago. Adams was in his first year with the Bears after playing his first 4 seasons with the Colts. Yeah, there's my idiot of the week for you guys. And believe me, he is an idiot. What can I tell you? So let's see. Oh, we also have more news here coming up. And also for those of you who are USFL fans, well, I don't know if you are, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway because the playoffs are tomorrow. The Generals will take on the Stars. That's New Jersey and Philadelphia. The New Orleans Breakers will take on the Birmingham Stallions. Game times are 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Fox and NBC, just in case anybody wants to know. Yeah. And the College World Series also begins tomorrow as well, and that is a best of 3 series that will begin. Will begin tomorrow night. That's going to be very interesting. That's going to be very interesting. And of course, the College World Series has been, it's been highly looked at over in recent years. I think I started paying attention to it more like in the 90s when it happened. Oh, we also have soccer to deal with tomorrow for those of you interested. MLS has Seattle versus Kansas City, DC versus Nashville, Montreal versus Charlotte, Toronto versus Atlanta, Houston takes on Chicago, Miami takes on Minnesota, Austin versus Dallas, Salt Lake City takes on Columbus, Portland takes on Columbus, and that's it. And game 1, it's Ole Miss versus Oklahoma in the College World Series. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to be looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get a lot of attention out here in our area. I don't know what it's like in Michigan, but there's always something special about the College World Series. You have, like maybe you have your future stars here. I think there was one game. I think it was in '96 where the game was decided on a home run, and I was like, wow, that was just quite a moment there. So we'll see what happens in this. So game 1 will be tomorrow. I think game 2 then will be Monday night, and then game 3, if necessary, will be Wednesday night. If I'm mistaken, I'm not sure if they do back to back, but I'll check. But I'll check that, of course, as the week goes on. But nevertheless, it should be a very entertaining series at that. As it's I forget I think it's like the 70th World Series or something like that, somewhere around that neighborhood. But I'll get back to that. Okay, I just got one more note here. This is in women's hoops. I know you're probably thinking, Louis, you're crazy. Well, thank you. Well, first of all, thanks. First up, Michaela Williams, the top women's recruit for 2023, has made her commitment to LSU. She chose LSU over Ole Miss, Baylor, Texas A&M, and Duke. She won gold at the FIBA Under-18 3-on-3 championships last year, where she earned MVP honors and earned a spot on the FIBA Under-18 World Championship team, and they'll be playing in Hungary next month, July 9th to the 17th, for exact dates. She was named the Gatorade Girls Basketball Player of the Year in March after averaging 22.8 points per game, 8.0 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 2.2 steals at Parkway High School last year. Wow, that's quite a list. You can knock it all you want, but still. And finally, Serena Williams will make a return to Wimbledon and will begin the first round matchup against Harmony Tan of France. She is ranked 113th in the world. Williams, now at age 40, avoid the big names in today's draw and will get a chance to ease into the tournament as she looks for her 8th singles title at the All England Club. Williams dropped all the way down to 1204. Wow. Had to settle for a wild card ranking. Williams has not played in a singles match in over a year after having to retire last year after being injured in the match. Wow. Down to 1204. That's sad for the one-time great. Yeah, at 40 years old, you gotta see how much you got left in her, though. Well, we'll see. All right, so that concludes my notes for the night. I'll turn back over to you.
All right, that was True Sports episode 4. We'll be back Sunday night at about 11 p.m. For Lewis, I'm Taylor. Ta-ta. Hit him with a hind.
Good night, folks.